for us for a long time, we're so focused on like the tactical stuff and the strategies, like, like to grow the business. But again, like, it goes back to like your mindset, and your EQ, because you're not going to last. Like, we know how hard it's been to get here and like how much shit we've been through and how many mistakes we've made, to where it's just like, if we didn't do that work on like the EQ and the mindset, we wouldn't last 10 years like this.
All right, everybody, we got Chris and Eric Martinez, also known as the Dynamic Duo. They are identical twins and founders of the Dynamic Inner Circle Training, a world-class online fitness and lifestyle company. Together, they teach business professionals and fitness enthusiasts to grow their own online coaching businesses. They are international best-selling authors and speakers. I personally have read and taught principles from both of their books, especially Rise of the Fit Pros, which was so good that I had to get the audio copy too. And it's amazing how many nuggets you pick up after having already studied the hard copy. Taylor and I, we've discovered their Dynamic Lifestyle podcast about 4 years ago when I had just started competing, before I ever considered coaching my own clients. And ever since then, I've rarely missed an episode. These guys' high energy, entertaining, and positive vibe has got me through many a workout, and their relevant, consistent flow of quality guests and solo episodes has probably been the single most useful resource in my coaching journey. Chris and Eric can be found on Instagram at Chris and Eric Martinez, just like it sounds. That's Eric with a C. Their website, dynamicduotraining.com. And if you're not subscribed to their Dynamic Lifestyle podcast, you really should be. So, Chris and Eric, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Cole, Taylor, love the intro. So thank you so much for, the kind words and just the constant support. I really, really appreciate that. And we were just talking about this. We just recorded our 300th episode that we'll be putting out next Tuesday. So I mentioned you guys in there when you guys sent us that barbell, how cool that was. So I truly appreciate you guys and just for having us on. So I'm excited.
Thanks.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, glad you like it. Well, cool. So let's just get right into it. What made you guys want to teach entrepreneurs like ourselves to be in business for ourselves instead of just selfishly pursuing your own fitness goals and not giving back?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we just kind of like pivoted on this journey about 3 years ago. So for your listeners that don't know kind of the backstory, we were, in the fitness industry, just doing personal training, online coaching for about 7-8 years through our first business, Dynamic Duo Training. And it was amazing. We were able to get that business to just multiple 6-figure years, serve thousands of people. But we just kind of were at that point where we're just a little bit burnt out, exhausted, and it was no longer serving us as much. So we weren't waking up with that fire lit under us like we should be. So we felt it wasn't right to sit there and continue that because, for us, we want to go all in and give our customers, our clients, the best experience and the best services possible. So that's kind of what just made that shift. Was we're just like, what's the next challenge for us? We have a lot of knowledge. We have a lot of skills. We've been successful with building an online business. We've had some great mentors. So let's go ahead and start, coaching fitness professionals that, need some problems solved.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
100%. Yeah. And burnout gets real, especially because you guys have both of you did men's physique, right?
Yeah, we did. It was an NPC back in 2013. Whew, that sounds like a long time ago. And funny little note, Eric placed higher than me. I don't know how, but he placed higher.
Yeah, I got beat by my little brother when we went to LA a couple of years ago.
Okay.
You know that pain.
Yeah.
It's funny how they judge those things. So
it is. Yeah. So much of it is up to opinion. It's just like figure skating. It's like, depending on who's judging, you can't take how you place too seriously.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the reasons why we did it one time. We're just like, we're going to walk the walk and talk the talk for our clients. And that's really it. We never did it again.
Yeah. Cool. That's all any client cares about too. Like they don't care if you got first place or last, right, whatever. It's just like, that's what I want to look like. And so.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. So there's so many people that say that they can help you get rich and they want to help you get rich. And they have to talking about, there's so many scams and outright overselling. Our experience with you and your clients' testimonials set you apart from the average business gurus. So could you share some thoughts on how you overcame obstacles and set yourselves apart from competitors in a seemingly saturated industry?
Yeah, I mean, like just when we started Dynamic Duo training, right? Like it was just one of those things where it's like it's patience, and people don't have patience. So we never like sat out to like straight off the bat like be the best like right off the bat because we didn't have the credibility, we didn't have like anything to back it up. So it took patience. It just took just being constant students and just reps and sets like anything else. Like you guys know, when you're building your physique, it's reps and sets in the gym. It's the same exact thing when you're a business owner. So over time, we just took care of our clients. We made sure that we were just like, enhancing our knowledge, right? And getting them results, taking care of them. And after that, it just kind of like avalanches, just slowly over time. Same thing when we pivoted like with Dynamic Fit Pros right now. Like, we never set out to be like, oh, we're going to make you guys millions of dollars and you make you guys like six figures, like in like 30 days, right? It's just like, yeah, we can get you guys there eventually, but it's going to take time. And you guys are going to have to do some of the fundamental things and the habits like we did to build our business. And if you could do that, you can be focused, you can be patient and put in the work, then you can have those results. And I think that's why our students have had really good success because we've never sat there and over promised and under delivered. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always been there for them, always delivering what we say we're going to do. And we practice what we preach. We went through it. And there's a lot of coaches out there where like, they've never even built a business, but they say they can get you to six figures or $1 million. And it's just flat out kind of bullshit.
Yeah. And I think just to add to that, guys, a good little teaching point for the listeners, just like, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to build any business, just buy into the mindset and reframe your mindset to understand that it's about other people. It's not about you. Once you understand that, I mean, the journey becomes so much easier to follow.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have the big goal and the vision set for them, but you also have small wins for them to achieve along the way so that they don't get burnt out as easily and frustrated when it's a week into it and I'm like, hey, I'm not making six figures yet.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like why guys like in our program, like we start off with what's called mind growth. It's kind of the same thing as mindset. It's just a different word that we use, but it's like, we tell them like, if you don't work on the mind growth stuff and take care of yourself, you're not going to last in this game of entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? Like it's such a hard game and it's such a mind like F. It really is. So it's like, you have to build that six pack in the mindset to be able to do all the other things in your business and, have it scale and do all those things,
Right.
Six pack in the mindset. I like that. Awesome. So we wanted to turn the tables on you guys for a second, and listening to your show, you always ask if you could have a billboard with a phrase, with a message that you could share with the world. What would be on your guys' billboard?
Yeah, I would just definitely say live a life worth telling a story about. And that's just simple, just every day go out there and take action and just be unapologetic about what you're pursuing.
Yeah.
And I would say just like take more risks. Life's short. It's just, and it's just that might be me. I have a different lens on life because of what I've been through, losing my dad and all that stuff. So for me, I'm going to take more risks, but I'd say take more risks. Just life's too short, it goes too fast, and just like not enough people sit there and take enough risks.
Right. Definitely learned that in the last year.
Awesome. So to give some context for our next question, I'm sure that you can relate to this, but every morning I'm asking myself questions like, what meetings do I have? Who do I need to train today? What muscles am I training today? Like for myself, should I make more dumbbells? Should I work on our business plan? Should I work on marketing? Should I send out a newsletter? Should I publish YouTube videos? Should I work on clients' meal plans? So I can only assume that this pales in comparison to these kind of questions that you guys have to ask yourself as far as like what your day-to-day workload looks like. So how do you like manage your time and make sure everything gets done in the midst of last minute schedule changes, weather changes? We heard about what happened, guys, in Texas.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Cancellations, unpredictabilities, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, like, it's taken a lot of years to like figure that out, like what's worked for us and stuff, but what helps me and Eric out is every single Monday we have a meeting, just me and him, and we figure out like what needs to be done, the most important things, like the big rocks, not like the small little pebbles and stuff that's not going to really move the needle forward. But other than that though, man, it's just like, I'm a big fan of just like really figuring out 3 to 4 things that you need to really tackle for the day, like big, like ticket items, because the other stuff is just like, it's low income, low impact type of stuff that can just wait. It's not going to really move your business forward or the meaning like needle forward for your clients and serve people. So I'm always about every day, what's those 3 or 4 things I need to do to tackle? If I win those things, then I feel good. I can lay down at night and like rest. And then next day I'll just do it again. And those little like small pebble things can wait for like a Saturday or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's all about just prioritizing, you know, it really is. And just owning that time.
Yeah, and I think we've gotten to a good point though, where we have like a team. You know, we have like multiple VAs that are helping us do certain things that are very time consuming, to where we don't have to sit there and do those things. So like Chris said, we focus on like the big rocks, and you know, really serving like our students in our program and stuff. And obviously, being an entrepreneur and working from home, there's pros and cons. I mean, you guys know, like, you know, you have to really kind of like get creative with like your guys' work blocks and, you know, your mental sanity. So like I get up like every like hour and go for a walk, just kind of clear my mind. Like we'll go to the gym, we'll go run some errands. So, you know, things like that, you got to kind of just throw in the mix.
Yeah. And know when you're in a peak state and can actually give your full attention to something too. I can relate to that. Yeah. I like to like eat my meals when I'm doing something creative on the computer. I don't know why, but like I'm like bored if I'm on the computer. But like if I have a big steak in front of me, I'm like, oh yeah, this will take me an hour to knock this thing out. And like,
yeah, it probably gives you like a sense of satisfaction when you're eating the meal, right?
Yeah.
The only time you're multitasking.
Exactly.
So I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
When you guys went into business together, and obviously how your business has grown over the years, how has that affected your relationship to each other? I mean, I can't imagine it's easy being in business with your brother. It's not easy being in business with your spouse. So, I mean, is that something
I'm
that
sure you guys never argue, never have
something that you guys have really had, like stuff like you've had to work through, you know, just to make sure that nothing is like ruined between your guys' relationship?
Yeah, that's a great question,
really good
Taylor.
question.
And honestly, yeah, I mean, Chris and I butt heads all the time, and it's usually just really dumb things, and we get over it quick. But we've had our moments, you know, and we're different. We're very different people, even though we're twins. I mean, like, you know, for me, I'm naturally just like more laid back. Like I'm always going to be like, well, things are going to get done. It's okay. Like we don't have to worry about it. He's more of just like the worrier, just like type A, let's go, which is good. So it's like a yin and a yang that we balance each other out. But I think we communicate fairly well, and we've gotten better, you know, as like the years have gone on, and how we've like, you know, with our business just increasing as well too. We've gotten to be better leaders and just better communicators. And yeah, it's tough though, by all means. And like he has a fiance, I mean, I don't. So different dynamics there where he has to cut off his hours at certain times. So it's funny. Yeah, but we make it work though.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's really cool because honestly, you don't see many people who go into business with family. Because I feel like a lot of people think that it's going to ruin their relationship.
And it does a lot of times.
And it does, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's really neat how you guys have been able to work through that and haven't let that tear you apart. Because I mean, both of us in our family, we've had family businesses ruin like our grandparents, and so it's really neat to see how you guys have worked through that.
Yeah, thank you. And I think really quick, now that I'm like remembering back, what really helped us too was early on, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we hired a life coach for about a year. So that was very helpful. And then we hired like a personal growth mentor by the name of Philip McKernan. So like we took a trip out to Colorado for 3 days, like really just kind of worked on ourselves. And it was just really like, you know, game changing moments. It really have just like carried over the last, you know, 4 to 5 years now.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys have done quite a bit in the area of personal growth and and just positive mindset, positive attitude, success habits, and all that. And it comes through in your podcast. And so you just sharing what you've learned. And that's why I love working out to your guys' episodes too, is because it's like a lot of it, especially when it's the more general episodes where it's just like attitude and mindset. It's like it's not really stuff that I like haven't heard before. Those proverbs that you guys were dropping on the last episode, like Philippians 4:13, that kind of stuff. Like that's just all stuff that like I'm aware of it. But then hearing your guys and your angle on it makes it so I can work out and enjoy it and have that positivity. But I don't have to like stop and take notes because it's like something so foreign that I haven't heard, or like something like super complicated.
Yeah. And I think it's just like, man, it goes back to like the mind growth stuff. Like it really does, you know, like for us, for a long time, we're so focused on like the tactical stuff and the strategies, like, you know, like to grow the business. But again, like, you know, it goes back to like your mindset, you know, and your EQ, because you're not going to last. Like we know how hard it's been to get here and like how much shit we've been through and how many mistakes we've made, to where it's just like, if we didn't do that work on like the EQ and the mindset, we wouldn't last 10 years like this. You know what I mean? So it's like, we have to do that work constantly, and we have to be leaders and like examples for our students. That's why it's so important. That's why we've lasted and will continue to last. And that's how you guys are going to last.
Yeah. When you guys competed in men's physique, did that really push you to the limit so much to where it made you humble and aware of how much willpower you actually have and how much motivation you actually have and how you have to replenish it?
Yeah, it definitely helped, but that was like 2013. So I wasn't even like really invested so much like into like the mindset and mind growth and all that type of stuff by then. You know what I mean? It probably wasn't until like 2015 where we really started digging into that stuff. But yeah,
Oh, wow.
the men's physique though, that really helped out though, because like we were working with Lane back then, right? So just working with Lane too, man, like that guy, you know, you could tell he's done some of the work before too, and he's a little bit older, so he's had more experience. But yeah, that helped out as well too. You know what I mean? Just like the grit and just like the willpower, the discipline, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome. We really related to what you guys were talking about in your last episode about the walks too, having power walks every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ritual in our house.
Yeah.
Some of the single healthiest forms of cardio too. Apparently,
Absolutely.
type of long. I was reading in Steve Reeves' classic bodybuilding book that going for long walks is like the only type of cardio that doesn't elevate your cortisol levels long term. So
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Just even just like therapy, just mental therapy.
Right.
Great. So you are both dedicated athletes and entrepreneurs, but you're also active in your church and are outspoken about your faith, which we both really respect 100%. The fitness industry, bodybuilding in particular, is full of sin, vanity, and selfishness. While none of us are perfect, there's a constant war between the flesh and the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And the impression that you make on us is that is none of those sinful things I just mentioned. So I was just curious if you had any advice on being in this world, but not of this world. In other words, being surrounded by negative influences and maintaining your integrity, your humility, and representing your faith to the best that you can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one. And just like for us too, like, I mean, obviously like for the listeners, we lost our father, 18 years ago, and we were raised Catholic, so we were always like invested in just like our faith, but we lost that for many years just because we went down a dark road and we were upset at God. So we use that kind of as like a crutch. But even just like, ever since we moved here to Dallas, to Frisco, like the community here, just like, the Christian community has just been so powerful and uplifting to where it's all making sense now. And this is why we're here. Like, I truly believe that God put us here for a reason to elevate our thinking, elevate our life, and just keep serving and impacting people. So I think the first thing is just to really buy into your values, right? Just really take some time to just, set your core values. And, just a couple of mine is just like integrity, legacy, primary relationships, and generosity. So if I can sit there and intentionally just live those out every single day, then that's a great start, and then for us, like we're big advocates of reading the word for like 15, 20 minutes, per morning, and just like putting that into action. So, yeah, it's been great, man. Like, honestly, and then just being around like-minded people that, you want to do life with, it's huge, and it's like, I love like my friends that I grew up with and stuff, but we're just kind of like very opposites, and it's just, for me, it's like, I like that law of 33% that Tai Lopez talks about, where it's like, surround yourself with 33% of people that are kind of like under you, 33% of people that are right there on your level, and then 33% of the people that are above you that you aspire to.
Right.
Yeah.
So they can always pull you and help you grow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did the story of them moving for business reasons and then finding a faith community sound familiar to our story at all?
Just a little bit.
We've never written this down, but I'm like, I wonder if like we wrote that down and you guys found that in my copy or something, because we moved from Seattle to Vancouver for business reasons, and
Definitely not as big as a move from California to Texas.
Yeah,
but
yeah. 3.5-hour drive. And so here we are, and our businesses are seeing better growth from where we were, just because it just made more sense to move here. Long story, but the faith community that we found, we're just like, wow, like, I think this is why God really brought us here. Is like, that was just like a carrot to get us to move here. And now the relationships that we have, being involved in a small group, you guys are involved in your you have a men's group too. So we have a very in-depth Bible study that we're a part
Nice.
of. And yeah, just these spiritual mentors that I've been looking for my entire life, and here they are,
Yeah.
right
Awesome.
down the road for me. You know, it's seemingly by accident, but of course,
Yeah.
by accident. So
Yeah. Sounds very familiar. And it's just like, we're like 5 minutes away from our church. So it's like, how the heck did we just land here? You know,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy when you think about it, but it's awesome.
yeah, are the politics and everything in Texas treating you a bit better than what you guys
Oh yeah.
were?
Yeah.
100%, man. There's freedom out here, which we like.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah, we don't have to add this and we'll need to renew or edit this out, but I saw Caitlyn Jenner is running for the
You know what's so funny is my fiance sent me that on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, right, that's fake. But is that serious?
I've been seeing it everywhere. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. And just
Nothing surprises me anymore.
yeah, but no, for us, like honestly, like it's like we're more conservative. So just like this is like we're like, okay, like this is more of our jam.
Yeah. No, us too.
Yeah, we found the same thing too. When we moved here, we're like, wow, like just everybody around us, like we feel like we just get along with everybody and have stuff in common with people like we never did in Seattle.
Yeah.
I love
Exactly.
the people in Seattle, but we feel a lot more at home.
Yeah,
So
For sure.
it's kind of
For
funny
sure.
to see you guys had the same experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Washington though, so a lot of things haven't changed, but that's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
We're working through it.
Okay, so as both of you know, a superset in terms of opposing muscles is where an athlete will alternate between two exercises of opposite muscle groups. You both have been continuing to excel in your fitness as well as your business. So how has your fitness been a superset that has enhanced other areas that are seemingly unrelated, like fitness, your faith, your relationships, and your mindset?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say it goes to the confidence thing. It carries over so much into the business because I've been injured before to where it's like I can't work out, and then that affects my whole mood, my confidence, to where it's like I don't want to show up on videos, my energy's down, like just my mood is just bad, because I can't like work on myself, I can't do something I love. So that's what's helped me a lot. Is just like every single day I got to get my workout in, and it's like it's a mental thing as well too. It's a physical thing, so it's like that's always been like a staple where it's like I'm not going to sit there and like put that like on the back burner, because I've seen so many entrepreneurs where it's like yeah, making millions and all this stuff, and it's just like, oh, when I make the next million, or when I make this next project, or I hit this launch button, then I'm going to work on my fitness. And it's just like, no dude, it doesn't work like that. It's not a flip, it's not a switch that you just turn on like that. It's a lifestyle, it's habits, it takes a long time. So I've always been the point where it's just like, no, it's at the forefront on top of everything, and if I don't have my fitness, then the other stuff really isn't going to fall in alignment. Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing how when you set that time for yourself out of your schedule, how and you pour into yourself in that way, how it pours into every other area of your life, and it changes your mood in every other area of your life too.
Oh, absolutely.
A better person.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, like the way our schedule is today, it's like literally we work from 8 to 12, like a 4-hour block here. And then it's like, if we didn't have like that break from like 12 to like 3, by going to the gym, running some errands, getting out of the house, like, oh my God, like, it'd be the rest of the afternoon, the other work block would suck,
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
it helps a lot, just psychologically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to get out of the house. I could be
You're
at
a
home
homebody.
all day.
Yeah.
I'm not a homebody. That means you're lazy. I like.
You just like to be home though.
Oh yeah, because I can get so much done just not being in traffic, and I'll work out, and
Yeah.
I'll read and get my work done, and yeah, if I don't get that workout in, then all my production and my creativity the rest of the day is just shot. And food
Exactly.
is good. Have you noticed that? Like food tastes 10 times better
Oh yeah.
like post workout than it does if you just
Nice juicy steak post workout.
You're like, I earned that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because like the last few times that we visited his hadn't had the option to work out because they live in a really small town in the middle of nowhere, and because of COVID, the gym at their high school has been closed, and so he's like, I'm just gonna work out really really hard before we leave, and then I'm just not gonna work out when we get there. and one day in and he is just not a happy person.
I'm just like freaking out. Like I'm just looking for
You're
anything
just itching.
to lift. Yeah. We have a pair of skull bells, dumbbells there, and just 25 pounders. And so I'm basically doing like I'll just do one set of like I don't even count reps. I just go for the entire length of a very high energy like workout song. So like 4 or 5 minutes, I'll just do shoulder presses the entire time. And then by the end, I'm just like throwing them up and cheating. And it's like more like a whole bunch of push presses, you know, one set. And then my shoulders are just fried for like a week. You know?
Yeah. I was just saying like, you can't even not like rest for 2 days and your brain just walks out. This does not work out. Sorry, I just heard crying downstairs.
Well, I mean that pretty much brings us up to the end of the half hour. So again, guys, appreciate it so much. It looks like it's 12 o'clock your time, so time for you guys to go get your workout in.
Thank you for
Yeah.
taking this time to come meet with us too. We are so appreciative and been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yeah.
I'll thank you guys. You know, this has been a great conversation. Just like I like it and stuff. So yeah, I mean, anything we could do to help support you guys. And again, just right back at you. Thank you guys for just like your constant support, just the gift that you guys sent us. Like honestly, just we really, really appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, podcast. Thank you so much for joining us for this entire episode. If you found this entertaining or if you found it helpful, we ask if you would please share this and help spread the word. To make sure that you don't miss future weekly episodes, we have a new episode every Saturday morning. You can subscribe to the podcast, and it would mean the world to us if you would leave us a rating or a review on iTunes or whatever platform that you're listening on. And if you're listening to this audio, remember that you can watch the video on YouTube. We are not on Patreon or any other service for donations. This content is our gift to you. If you would like to support the show, we do invite you to our website, supersetyourlife.com, where you will find our retail pages for our very own Skull Bells workout equipment line, hats, t-shirts, coaching services, and my stand-up comedy booking information. On the website, you will also find the link to subscribe to our weekly newsletter to be informed of new product announcements, sales, and all information to be up to date on what is going on. Finally, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at supersetyourlife.com. Thanks again, and God bless. Also, the audio is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. Probably a couple other ones that I don't even know about. Thanks a lot.